want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
We are the Mad Men of Masculinity.
Your home for healthy masculinity. We're just real men having real conversations for you.
Yep. Because that's what we do. We are real men having real conversations for you. And speaking of real men, I am Kirk M. Samuels.
And I am Jason B. Kendrick.
And we are the Mad Men of Masculinity.
That's right. Like he said, we're just real men having real conversations for you here on your home for healthy masculinity.
For you.
Don't put your finger in my eye, man.
Annoys anybody? I wonder if this annoys anybody when I do that.
It annoys me. I know that much.
Well, that's why I do it. That's why I do it, man. I'm a stir upper. Hey, if you're watching us live, then you can comment right on this bad boy, and JBK will make you famous. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Put your comment right up on the screen. Unless you say something you don't want people to know is your name, then you might want to say anonymous, which has happened recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you got a comment, put it right on up there, man. Comment on this bad boy. If not, like, subscribe, all those kind of good things, man. We doing a lot of big stuff, man. It was 60 years ago this year, later in August, but 60 years ago that on the steps of the Washington Monument, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave one of the most famous speeches in human history, recorded speeches anyway. And that speech is generally titled, "I Have a Dream," when it actually wasn't intentionally going to be that speech, but somewhere halfway during the talk that he was giving, or the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, I think it was called, the official name. But somewhere during his part of that speech, the famous singer Mahalia Jackson yelled out, "Tell him about the dream, Martin. Tell him about the dream," because he had already elaborated about this dream that he had in a previous sermon that he did in a church, matter of fact, where she heard him. And so she yelled out to him during his speech on the Washington Monument, "Tell him about the dream." And he proceeded to give a I'm going to use the word pontification, I don't know, about this dream, not necessarily a sleeping dream that he had, but a living dream that he had. A dream for a future that didn't exist, and a dream for a reality that didn't exist, but a dream that didn't exist in the natural, but it existed in his heart. And that's what we want to talk about today, the whole idea of dreaming and unpacking the fact that, we are human beings, man. We are amazing people, that we can have dreams and visions that involve a reality that doesn't exist, man. And that's important for who we are, especially as healthy, masculine men.
Yeah, I actually saw a post with, I think it was Tony Robbins on CNN or something, and somebody asked him, it's the new year now. What's the most important thing people can do to improve their standing in life or their day-to-day life? Things like to have a goal, to have a dream, to have something to look forward to, something that will help you get through those rough times, help you get through those tough times when you don't have a goal, you don't have a dream that you're working towards. Then a lot of times it's easy to go, I don't care. I give up because it's getting hard. But when you have a purpose and a dream that you're focusing on, that you're shooting for, and even like as we said last night, it's not even about getting to that goal. It's not even about getting to that dream. That's why they say, dream big and shoot for the stars and have a goal that's so big it's scary. Because even if you don't get all the way to that goal, you're still improving yourself. Even if you got halfway to that goal, then you're already that much better than you were before. And, the only downside is, if you don't have a dream and you don't go for it, then you're just going to be where you are before. So, I mean, honestly, there's nothing to lose to go for your dream, to have a vision and to work towards that. Because honestly, if you don't go that way, you already know what it's going to be like. It's just like today, just like yesterday, just like the day before. So having a goal, having a dream, especially here in the new year, is all about improving your life and moving forward and giving you something that will light that fire, light those booster rockets, and get you through a lot of those things that maybe in the past knocked you down.
And a lot of times, like I said, that dream is not necessarily based in reality in terms of what existed. Going back to Dr. King's speech, back to his dream, his dream was really even pictured on your screen today, man. You got Ebony and Ivory over here, living together in perfect harmony, like Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that didn't exist back in those days. We couldn't interact. We couldn't have the same space and time that we occupy. We couldn't be together. We couldn't cooperate just because of racial divides and civil rights things that happen in our country. So that reality based existence that we can live in is totally separate from our ability to have a vision, to have goals, to have dreams that exist outside of that. And I think inside of all of us, man, or maybe even most of us, there is something in there that says, man, maybe there's something more. Maybe there's something different. Maybe there's something that I could do that doesn't exist right now. That's going back to school, writing a book, giving a speech, a talk, launching a business. I don't know, launching a podcast, a radio show, you name it, man, whatever it is. But there's something in a whole lot of us that's like, man, I wonder if there's something else. But at the same time, along with those dreams come different things like obstacles, challenges, and all those kinds of things. And that's part of having that dream.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised what kind of impact you can have, even if it's on a smaller scale. And there's not anybody that I know personally, really, if I talked to them and got honest, that they wouldn't say that they wanted something more, they had a big dream or something like that. And so it's in all of us. It's human nature. We all want to grow. We're here to learn and grow as human beings. And a lot of that comes down to what is your dream? What is your passion? What is the thing that is probably the scary thing in your life? You're like, oh, I really want to do that, but it terrifies me. Well, that's how you know you're going in the right direction. If it's not scary, if it doesn't make you nervous, it's probably not the right goal, because it's something probably you go, well, I know I can do that. So it's not challenging you to grow. It's not challenging you to learn new things. And that's what gets a lot of us, is that to move towards those dreams, to move towards whatever that goal is, we have to learn new skills. I know for myself personally, it's taken me many years. I mean, I'm in my mid 40s now to get to a point where I'm like, you know what? It's okay to suck at things. I was always a perfectionist. I always felt like if I couldn't do it right the first time, I shouldn't do it at all. And I know a lot of people who have that same mindset, and it's, you got to put it on a schedule of failure, basically. Like, you need to fail forward and go, you know what? It's okay to suck at something. And I know I'm not going to do it perfectly, but I'm going to learn what it takes. And a lot of times all you need is that first step. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get to the top of a mountain. I don't know how I'm going to get this book published. I don't know how I'm going to do whatever your goal is, whatever that dream is. But if you know what direction to go, like, okay, well, there's a skill I need to do this. So the first step is maybe to learn that skill or study that skill, or find somebody who's already doing what your dream is, or somebody who's already has experience, and study them, learn from them, and you'll find your own way. But it's about being willing to go, you know what, I'm going to suck for a while. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, the other KS, Kevin Samuels, before, he passed away, his first videos, man, I thought we were bad. But his later videos, the last few videos, man, he was on it, slick and smooth. So, I mean, you got to give yourself that permission to suck in the beginning. And as you suck and move forward and fail forward, you'll learn the skills that you need. Because it's a whole thing of, the 4 stages of learning, unconscious incompetence. I don't know what I don't know. Conscious incompetence. Now I know what I don't know. Conscious competence. Now I'm practicing these skills. And then you get to unconscious competence, which is when it becomes a habit, when it becomes neural pathways in your brain, so that now you don't have to think about it. Now you're just in the zone. Now you just get on and do your thing.
And the fact that you have a dream, the fact that there's something inside of you that says, man, maybe there's more. The fact that there's something inside of you that says, man, I've always wanted to, man, wouldn't it be cool if all those kinds of thoughts that run through your head, that run through your mind, that run through your conversations, those kind of things that stick in your head when you're in bed at night, man, those kind of things indicate that there's something great inside of you that needs to come out. And that thing that needs to come out quite often is the legacy that you're meant to leave in this world once you're gone. If you're not a dreamer, or the fact that you are a dreamer, I'll say, is indicative of the fact that there's a legacy inside of you that is meant to outlive you. And the only way the world is going to benefit from that legacy is for you to just explore that thing, for you to just step into that, to step out and begin to just take that first step and just do something. But the indication that there's something great in you or something greater is not seeing things that are as things that the only way it's meant to be. The fact that you're able to see beyond just the normal existence into something greater is indication that, man, maybe I'm meant to be the one. Maybe I'm the one that I've been waiting for. I heard somebody say once that if you've ever said, man, there's a book that I want to read, but it's not out there, maybe you're the one to write it. And maybe you're the one to overcome that generational curse, or that one thing that has been holding your family up. Maybe you're the one to solve that problem for not only your family, but maybe your generation, maybe your culture, maybe your neighborhood, maybe your community, maybe the world in general. But just the fact that you have that glow, or just that question inside of you of like, what if we could do this? And if that means starting in your garage, you know how many like businesses, companies, and industries have started in a garage from somebody's idea? Just something small, man, but it only takes that first step. I mean, that first step to just believe in that little small voice inside of you that says, maybe there's more.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever had the thought, somebody should do X, Y, or Z, that's probably you. You're somebody who could do that. And maybe if you keep having that thought, I love the rule of threes. If it comes to you 3 times, and it's a pretty good indication that the universe is trying to tell you something. Now, here's something to keep in mind as well, because I know I've been guilty of this. It's good to start small. It's even better to start small if you want to have longevity and have a better chance of making your goal a reality. Because in the past, when I was like, I'm going to be a coach and I'm going to be an author and I'm going to be a speaker, and I was doing those things on a small scale, but then I thought, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to, quit my job and use my savings. I'm going to create this business. I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know the skills I needed. I didn't know the platforms I needed. I didn't know these things. And so most of those occasions, at least 3 of them that I can think of right now, ended in me going back to a job. And, as hard-headed as I am, at least after the 3rd time, I went, hey, maybe I can do this part-time while I have a job, and that'll give me more longevity. That'll give me the finances. And so I changed my mindset to my day job is funding my dream. My day job is the financier. It's the capital for my dream. So if you have a dream, if there's something you're like, man, somebody should do X, Y, or Z, maybe it's you. Start small, because the big thing that we really want to talk about today is that your dream is your dream. I know we all see social media. We all see all these millionaires and billionaires, and everybody's like, you got to be Ty Pennington and have this big mansion and all these fancy cars. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe it's just about having a men's group in your community. Maybe it's, having 10 guys that you get with and you support them and they support you and you're helping to improve their lives and they're helping to improve yours. You don't have to be a billionaire or the next Jeff Bezos or whatever. Your dream is your dream. I know there's lots of people out there now that want to live in a van down by the river. They want to be little farmers. They want to get back into nature, and that's their dream. It doesn't have to be the Hollywood dream of being the millionaire or the superstar or whatever. Your dream's your dream, but think of it realistically, because what you're trying to do is create something that doesn't exist at this point. You're trying to make yourself into somebody who you aren't right now. So start small, make those small steps, and do it within the context of what you're doing right now. And if you can scrape out some time and change your schedule a little bit to do those little things, you will have a foundation to build on. So when the time comes for you to leave the job and do your dream full time, you'll be more prepared instead of just diving headfirst into the shallow end like I've done a few times. That's why my head's flat.
I think that's a great point, man. As a matter of fact, there's one that we didn't even bring up yesterday on our hour-long recording for the radio show, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the deep plunge. You can have a 9 to 5 and have a 5 to 9. You can have something that is your dream, your passion that you do after whatever it is that's your profit, right? And so, we are in the circles of a lot of entrepreneurs and those kinds of things, and to some degree, even what we're doing now is an entrepreneurial venture. We'll get into after our break here. We'll get into what our dream is even for the show, but it doesn't always have to involve, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump in all the way, quit my job, and then just figure it out. And just I'm going to believe in myself, and maybe the mortgage will get paid or the rent will get paid next week or next month. And, it doesn't always have to be that way. You don't have to quit everything to do something. You can absolutely do something while you're doing something else. Every superhero has a day job, every single one of them. And so, because sometimes saving the world doesn't come with a W-2. but you can absolutely influence or impact small or big ways with your dream without going completely bust and without going in all the way. Maybe your dream is to help people not end their lives quickly. Man, you can do that, by just influencing the people around you. And technology has made it such that, man, we could do a radio show from our home or, from a studio. I mean, we could, there are people that have careers on YouTube just doing kind of random things on one focus. And so yeah, I mean, I think, I think that's a great point to make, in that we don't have to necessarily start over from scratch. I mean, we are the Mad Men of Masculinity. We've been doing this for a few years.
4 years now, yeah.
And you can go back and you can see how we've changed physically over the last
Yeah.
4 years. And
Be nice if
one
you
of
go
us
back too far.
one of us has gotten better looking. The other one is
I'm gonna go say
working on it.
which.
I ain't saying which. I'm just saying it is what it is. And then we got a phone call to explore this thing over the air. I mean, KLDC 1220 AM. Reached out and said, "Hey, man," and so we're like, "Okay, well, let's do this thing." And man, I think, and we both still have our Clark Kents proverbially, and our Superman afterwards.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind is the 10,000 hour rule. To master anything, you need to put 10,000 hours into it. Now, yes, if you had the wherewithal and the finances to just quit the day job and go all in and really beat out those 10,000 hours, go for it. But a lot of times for most of us, it's better to do it part-time in the evenings or on weekends and get that foundation, get that experience, do those things bit by bit, so that when that opportunity comes, when that chance of a lifetime comes, you're ready for it. Because I can tell you from my experience, when you dive in head first, you're so worried about paying the bills. You're so worried about, making sure that you got a roof over your head and food to eat. You don't have the energy and the mental capacity really to focus on your dream. But when you do it in small increments, you take small bites, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. You just go at it little by little while you're still doing your day job. You will have the focus, because now you can think about it while you're at your day job. Now you can think about what it is you want to do. You can make plans. You can make little notes and things to yourself so that you can focus on those things, because your bills are paid. You got a roof over your head. You got food to eat. So now you can actually put more positive energy to those things. And by taking small bites and doing those little incremental things, because creating yourself anew means learning a whole new skill set. And it took you a while to get to where you are now. So by taking smaller bites, you can learn those things. And the biggest problem I had by diving straight in was not knowing what I didn't know. I just dove in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be this. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But I didn't have a clue all the little things, all the little minutiae of things that you need to know to be successful in those areas. And you're much better off taking smaller steps, finding a mentor, reading all the books you can while you still have a day job, to make that your dream much more successful and much more long term. Sometimes, yes, they say, burn the ships and go for it. But I think that usually comes after your initial 10,000 hours, when you have the skill set, when you have the new mindset, and you have the foundation to do that dream full time. But you want to do that incrementally. And I say this not to poo-poo on anybody's dreams of going in the deep end and jumping in. For some people, that's the best way. But for most of us, it's better to do it incrementally, because you will be more likely to go all the way, one step at a time, that way.
So let's reset here. As so we record our radio shows on Mondays, the long version, and we basically, it's an hour-long show. And then we come back here on Tuesdays and we do a shorter version, basically around half that time. And so, yeah, I mean, in terms of what our dream is, I mean, our dream on this show, man, we're about, healthy masculinity. We want to be your home for healthy masculinity. And obviously, we're starting off where we are. We'd love to have, full-time, 5-day a week, multiple hours show. We're not there yet, but we are determined to go as far as we can go, at the end of this runway, and we take off or we crash and burn, but we love to partner with anybody out there that, professionally has a skill set and a professional knowledge to help men level up. We believe that when the men are, with healthy masculinity, men are like the tide, and when the tide comes in, all boats rise. And so we want to partner with those people, especially going forward here in 2023, with people that have a skill set. How can I help men level up in their health, in their wealth, and relationships? I mean, any kind of ways, in the mentals, but any kind of way to help men level up. That's what we're all about, and we want to help guys do that, because we believe that when men are better, everybody's better. Communities are better. Families are better, homes are better, we're all safer, et cetera, et cetera. And so our dream going forward for this show is shoot to be in multiple cities, man, be syndicated. I mean, we don't really have a ceiling. We just want to go forward with this thing, but specifically here in 2023, our pivot is we want to partner with business owners, or like I said, people with a professional slant, a professional niche that can help men get better in any kind of way. And so we love to partner with folks, and so that's kind of our the at least the medium picture of what our dream is, and we're just willing to go for it, man. Put it out there, and at least say we went all in with what we had. However many chips we had, we put them in the table and we went all in with it.
Yeah, I mean, we are here not just for men, but also for women who like men, and even women who don't like men, because a healthy man is a benefit to the whole community. Plus, we are also creating win-wins, or win-win-win-win-wins, because it's not just about us promoting us. We want to get with people who want to support healthy masculinity, promote them as well. We want to promote whatever your business is, whether it's coaching or physical fitness, nutrition, mental health. We want to be in partnership with you, because the more of us that come together, the more we create this Mad Men gang, this Mad Men crew to support healthy masculinity. That's right, the Mad Men mob. And the Mad Men mob is all about improving the world in one person at a time, one guy at a time, one woman at a time. And if you have anything to add, which I know so many amazing men and women who have such passion for healthy humans, that they would be great additions to this show. We'll bring you in for interviews. We'll promote your business. You promote our business. It's a win-win-win. And not only are we promoting each other and creating this huge mastermind, the Mad Men mob and all that, we're also helping to promote healthy masculinity, healthy people, healthy humans. It's not just about promoting us as a business. It's not just about promoting you for business, but it's about taking those skill sets or whatever expertise you have and putting that out in the world. And if we can support you by putting on the radio show, on the podcast, I mean, we have the radio show, which goes out over the entire Denver metro area. It's 3.5 million people now and constantly growing. Plus we have the podcasts. So you go out on YouTube, Facebook, all the areas that you can, all the apps that you can watch podcasts on or listen to them. So you get this opportunity to have your message go out there and be, in perpetuity, forever. As long as the internet lasts, it's going to be out there. So we want to partner with you to promote healthy masculinity, because we believe that healthy masculinity will create healthier children, healthier families, healthier businesses, healthier communities, healthier cities, and a healthier nation and world.
The reality is, most of us, when I say us, I'm talking about men, in this current culture, did not get to have a lot of those front porch conversations with older gray-haired men. We didn't get to have these conversations with a man under the hood of something, figuring out this, figuring out that. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. And so, a lot of the state of our culture today is kind of really, a product of the fact that a lot of us didn't get the hows. A lot of us didn't get the hows of relationship, the hows of wealth, the hows of how to be healthy, the hows of just all kinds of stuff, how to change a tire. I mean, just so many basic things. A lot of us didn't get these conversations, and so man, it's a gift to be able to have these conversations and dialogues to show and teach men the hows of a lot of things. How do I do a budget? How do I fix my credit? How do I buy a house? How do I whatever it is, man? I mean, how do I bounce back from a divorce or a failed relationship? How do I date? I mean, you name it, man. I mean, and so that's all of that is the vision of what we have and what we're going, and that's our dream. And so we're not only promoting and trying to encourage you to dream. But that's kind of what our dream is, and that's why we're on here now, and that's why we're passionate about what we're doing. Um, and we can't go wrong as long as we're pursuing that vision or that dream for this radio show.
Yeah, and one thing that we are very passionate about is the to get men out of isolation, because every atrocity that happens, every shooter, every guy you see that's unhealthy and doing bad things to women, to children, to other people, is an isolated man who doesn't have a foundation of healthy masculinity in his life. And by partnering with us, by watching the show, by sharing the show, by just being part of our crew, you're helping to show men that they don't have to be isolated, that they're not the only ones, that all other guys are going through the same things, and that we all have a dream to be better, to grow, to make ourselves a better man, a better person, a better human being. And little things like this, we've had several encounters with people who we didn't know before, or that were in our families, who watched the show, who we didn't even think they watched. And then we got these comments back like, "Oh, you helped me so much." And we're just here doing what we're passionate about. So you never know who you're helping by sharing what it is you're passionate about. And if you're wondering like, well, what am I passionate about? Or what is it that maybe I should look in that direction of? If you don't have an idea, sometimes look at your past traumas, look at your childhood. What was the thing you didn't get that you want to share with somebody else? Because a lot of times for us, we share those things that we didn't get. Like Kirk was talking about, we didn't have those porch conversations, or we weren't talking under the hood with dad. So we had to get that somewhere else. And now we want to share what we've learned and share that with other people. And getting around a crew of people, get around healthy men and partnering together. That's why we want to partner with you guys, so that your expertise can be shared. Because there's things that we know, but we don't know everything. I know the more I learn, the less I realize I know. And there's so many people out there that know so much more than I do. And we want to promote you and share your knowledge to help other men be less isolated, be better, so that they can become a better part of humankind and the community, and just be better men to help the whole world be a better place to live in.
Yeah. And along with that dream, along with the dreams that we have, and along with the dreams that you have, it's going to come obstacles. There's going to come challenges. There's going to be some fear. There's going to be some unknown. There's going to be some haters. Along with fear, along with dreams, you're going to have some dream killers, people that want to, and you're going to have some dream willers, some people that will get behind you, some people that will support you. And so, I think we got to expect that. You got to expect that. But that shouldn't be a deterrent for us or you to pursue what it is we feel like is in our heart to step out there. And once we put ourselves out there, then the how is the domain of the universe. The how is not really up to us. We just put one foot in front of the other, do the next thing, and then overcome the obstacles, give the Heisman to all the haters, and and just keep moving forward, man. So we're passionate about it. We'd love for you to be passionate about whatever it is your dream is, and however we can help support you in your dream. With the win-win, especially if it's in the area of helping men be better, we're all about that. So that's where our heart is, and we're not on the steps of the Washington Monument or the Washington Monument or the Lincoln Memorial, but but at the same time, we have a dream, and we hope that you have a dream as well.
Yeah, and we dream for you men out there to join us and to be, and if you need a better reason, or even better reason to join our crew and to get other men around you. When you go out by yourself, when you do the Lone Ranger thing and those obstacles come up, it is so much harder to get through them when you're by yourself and isolated. When you got guys around you who you can talk it out with, who can give you some honest feedback, you're much more likely to succeed. So you're not alone. You're not the only one out there. We're here for you. We want to join with you. We want to be a support to you. So even if you're not ready yet, just keep watching, keep commenting, let us know what you're thinking. We're here to be of support and to help and share what we can. And we hope that all you other men out there who are watching us, all you ladies out there who watch us and love us, share this, partner with us, so we can all be a part of the next shift in humanity, the tide that raises all ships, so we can all become better together.
And so get out there, chase your dreams, support and encourage other people who are dreaming, be their cheerleader, and just support people to dream. your circle. Ask people what's on their mind. What have they always wanted to do that they never got to do? You don't have to know how. You just have to, you just have to have the guts to put whatever it is out there. So chase your dreams, support each other, holler at your boys, and we'll all be the tide that when that comes in, all the boats will rise.
Yeah, and if you want to have some fun with this, I've done this in the past. That's great. You're out networking, you're going to singles events, you're out there in the world. Instead of asking somebody what they do, ask them what's their dream or what are they passionate about. And most people will look at you like a deer in the headlights for a second, and you're like, "No, I'm serious. Like, what set you on fire?" And it'll be a whole new conversation you probably never had.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to have new conversations. I encourage you to be better. I encourage you to join us. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. And we will see you next time. Mad Men
out.